Hi everybody, my name is Anastasia, this is Lola. I've had her for exactly 1 year, so I wanted to share a little video with my tips and tricks and everything I've experienced of having a French Bulldog for a whole year. Let's start by sharing Lola's age. She's now exactly 16 months. I just say year and a half. I don't really get this whole my dog is 21 months. No, your dog is nearly 2 years. So she's been with me for the whole year. I got her when she was just 4 months old. I've done a special little video about how to care for a French Bulldog puppy, and I will link it below. Lola is really one of the least problematic dogs I've heard of, especially in the Frenchies world, because she doesn't have any breathing problems. Like, you can't hear any of these noises that usually French Bulldogs make. I think because she has a slightly longer nose. She literally has zero problems. The only thing she had when she was growing up was a few diarrheas, but I think this was when I was switching her food or chose something that was not really appropriate, or whenever she picked something on the street. And a couple of times it was a nightmare, completely nightmare. For probably 4 days she had diarrhea morning and night. It was just horrible for everybody. Otherwise she was just completely fine. She got neutered before her first cycle. This was just a vet recommendation, and she had to wear this silly collar of shame, but she recovered really well. Somebody had surgery yesterday. And what is this? Oh god, I'm really trying to make her be calm, but of course she has a lot of energy from all the staying at home, right? She's going crazy for this toy. Lola, stop it! You have to be calm. It was a bit tricky to keep her not active because as a girl this procedure is quite invasive, so you need to keep them quite calm and not allow them to jump too much, otherwise the scar might rip and open, which you don't want to happen. This is a special drawer that I keep for Lola. I have a bunch of her things, so I wanted to share the food that I give her, that she's been diarrhea approved, as in she doesn't have anything runny. So the main one I use is a really big bag. I get it online. It's like a 15 kilograms James well-beloved fish and rice. This is an adult formula. I did make a mistake from switching her from puppy to adult. So if you like this brand, try switching from puppy to teenager and then to adult, because otherwise you'll face again runny poos. And because that one is such a big bag, I just put a kilo in this. This is just an old tub of protein that I had, so I just put it here, and then you can see the same food there. I buy her this recyclable doggy bags because I think it's important to care for the planet at least, and if you're gonna have a dog, you're gonna have a lot of poos, and if you every time use something that cannot be recycled or won't biodegrade, it's just not very nice for the planet. So these are very good. I get them on Amazon. I also get her these little pouches from Country. Let's see how it's called. Country Hunter. So this had a bunch of flavors. Now it's just the last one. And this is wet food. I think sometimes it's nice to keep it varied for dogs, and especially if it's a nice quality. Lola, no. Especially if it's nice quality, they will just love it. So she gets that sometimes mixed with her original dry food. And also I got this really great food. It's a dehydrated one for dogs, which I find absolutely genius because it saves you so much space. So this box, which is 2 kilograms, it's worth 8 kilograms of fresh food, and these are all the ingredients. So this whole box has all these duck fillets, parsnips, beef liver, carrots, potatoes, basically all the good stuff. And all you need to do is add some water, a bit more, and I'm just going to mix it and let it sit for about 10 minutes, and it will expand nicely into a more puree kind of base. She has zero problems with that. In terms of treats, I get her sometimes just grain-free dry treats, or she gets these special dental sticks, which she loves because it keeps her breath really fresh, because sometimes she used to have a bit of a stinky breath by, I don't know, just default. But I do brush her teeth, and sometimes I give her this, but sit, there you go. She'll probably take it away and run away. Yeah, there she goes. So these are really good. What else do I have here? I have some fish treats called Sprats. She likes that, just simple dry fish. Smells a bit gross, so don't keep it in your handbag. I made that mistake. And here we have a little kind of medical-ish thing for her. So we have her ear cleaner that you just pour in the ear, and then you keep it there, and she just shakes it off, and you help a bit with a little bit of cotton buds. We have a couple of digestion pills if she has any problems. Of course, a few warmers, some flea and tick things. This one was actually a great thing. I got it. It's an antiseptic and it doesn't sting the dog. So whenever she gets scratches when she plays around or anything really, you just spray it on the wound and it's good to go. I have dry shampoo that I haven't really used that much. I use usually the normal wet shampoo still that I mentioned in the first video I've done when she was a puppy. That's it. And you just have her vaccination record that she goes through. Another thing I got lately is this little supplement. It's called Barf Complete. So it's just a dry powder that she really likes. You just sprinkle this little thing on the top of her food. She likes it. And a couple of other things like dog treats, but again, just look depending on your Frenchie's mood. One thing she absolutely loves though is coconut oil. So I put a little teaspoon for her in her food. She absolutely goes crazy. She can just lick it like that. So this is Lola enjoying her chewy thing. What else I wanted to say? Sometimes, especially when she was teething, she wasn't very naughty at all. She wasn't, you know, damaging things at home. But what I found very helpful to have is antler. I have one here on the window. You just get these online or any pet stores because this is just a natural antler and she keeps chewing it, biting it. You can try different sizes. I found that super helpful. And also whenever she's bored, it occupies her. Otherwise, her toys are very simple. She loves tug of war. So we have a couple of these things that she holds by here and just like tugs around and plays with it. And also this one, they're quite durable. This one I got probably a month ago and she of course bites and plays with it. And when we do go outside, she loves to play fetch with this conch ball. It lasted probably about 7 months and is still in the perfect shape. It's very bouncy, fits in her mouth really well. She was struggling to fit it in when she was a bit younger, but it's great. And another tip, if you're ever playing fetch with a Frenchie or any other dog, of course, just put the dirty ball in a doggy bag and then you can just carry it in your handbag or in your pocket. Oh, Lola, you're such a piggy. One thing I struggle with her is she is very food driven. So whenever there's food on the street, she will eat it. So you always have to scan the floor whenever you're walking around. Her nails are never cut because she is very, very active. So she literally just rubs it off herself and they're always very short. The only one I cut is this little thumb. Otherwise, these are always very, very short. Her coat is also great. She has a bath probably once a month. And on the wet days, like in rainy London, I use baby wipes for her paws. That works really well. She never got any allergies or any itchiness. A few tips about social behavior overall. I find that you have to be very careful about strangers and what treats they give her, because in the beginning I was quite naive and whenever somebody wanted to treat her and who had a dog, I was like, yeah, of course, give her a treat. But then it kind of spoils your dog in a way that they will be begging everybody for a treat, or maybe the treat won't be suitable and she won't react really well with her tummy. And also there were a few cases in London when people who don't like dogs treat them and actually it contains some sort of poison or something they do on purpose, so really be careful. And again, because she's always so food driven, she sometimes runs and eats even bread that people feed to pigeons. And again, this is quite dangerous because some people also like to poison pigeons. Always be careful whatever your dog eats. If your Frenchie is not food driven, I don't really think that exists, but amazing for you. This is her little food station. Sorry, it's not the tidiest at the moment. So she usually has her water. She just drank that. You probably heard it. Her food bowl. And I like to keep it on a little food tray because whenever she spills something off, I can just pick it up and clean it. Like right now, it's quite stained, so I need to clean it after her breakfast. And that keeps things in place. Because Frenchies usually get very dehydrated in the summer and overheated, I like to bring water for her. And what I found, because I'm into fitness, I have so many protein shakes. And this protein shaker fits her mouth perfectly. So whenever she just wants to drink, I open the lid and she just drinks it straight out of the bottle. It is a bit chunky to carry, so of course you can invest into one of those portable things that flip. But if you have a few spare shakers at home, this is a good option. Because I work from home most of the time, I find that Lola is always on my lap. Well, now she's running away. She likes to be with humans at all the time, and sometimes it's a bit annoying, like I need to go to the bathroom, but no, Lola is on my lap. Always wiggling around. If I'm on the sofa, she's on the sofa. If I'm on the chair, she's on the chair. So this is definitely a thing about Frenchies. Super cuddly. Lola is also very athletic. I think I kept her fit from the very young age, and whenever we meet other Frenchies and other people, they do comment that she's quite fast. She's quite lean, but I think weight in dogs, it's the same as in humans. Just try not to overfeed the dog. I always weigh Lola's portions on my kitchen scale, so she gets about 90 grams in the morning and 90 grams in the evening of her dry food. If she gets wet food, you know, things vary. I think it's very easy to keep the portion under control. If you don't have the kitchen scale, maybe take any mug you have or a cup and just measure it like a half cup this way and see how her body is changing, if she's staying on the same weight, if she's feeling hungry. Lola also loves her veggies. She loves spinach, carrots, tomato. She also likes some fruit like banana and blueberries are her favorite. Sometimes I do mix it in her food and it's like a special treat. I still give her an occasional egg or yolks. And she reacts really well. And I know some people don't really believe in giving eggs to dogs, but I think there's so many nutrients and elements. And especially if you buy good free-range eggs, you just make sure to wash the shell really well in case there are any bacteria. I like to use either antibacterial soap or I just pour boiling water on top to make sure it's sanitized, and touch wood, she never had any problems with her eggs. So I hope this video was helpful for those who own French Bulldogs, especially young ones like this one, a little rascal. And of course, make sure to follow Lola on Instagram because we share many funny stories of hers or her cheeky things and what is she up to. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye!